Okay, so in this video I'm going to show you what menu system will log. I'm going to repeat some steps that I did in a previous menu where I was trying to show you just one option and what menu system does when it needs to execute that one option. So we're going to go there now. That one option is under my change management system, my CMS system. So we're going to take that option, CMS. We're then going to take the option CFG to get into the CMS System Configurations. And in a previous video I was showing you option EFC. So we're going to take that. And it brought me to this program, CMWRMEF. So what menu system will do, this is an option that you can turn on or turn off, is log what's happening underneath the hood. And it starts as soon as you log into the system, and it goes through the initial program. First thing it does, it checks the license key, make sure it's valid to run, and then it takes you to your initial menu based off of the user that is logging in and how they authenticate. And then it basically starts to initialize things inside the menu system, and then it brings you to your initial menu. And in here, my initial menu was Daryl S, and my execution link is 310C, or my execution driver is 310C, and my menu driver is MMPR 512. So if we continue down the log, you'll basically see it's preparing and checking and showing you what's happening inside the menu system. So it finds this variable group code is Daryl S, that's what got passed into the program. It sees that the execution, well, what was executed was 512, and it builds its options and function keys, and then it actually executes that program. So everything that happens above the equal sign is how we got here. Everything that happens below the equal sign is what came out of this execution. When I was on this menu, what happened? So what happened after I was on Daryl S? I took option CMS, if you remember, and it's traversing down. CMS was taken, and it basically says handling IO data, option taken CMS, and it's basically trying to find its next steps. Its next steps is to basically use this data link, or basically in this sense, it's the branch link. This particular branch link has a job link. In short, it's basically saying it needs to load a library list. And then it's setting it up. It basically says, I figured it out. This is my next branch link, so add that to the stack. So receive the requested branch link, CMS, get execution link for the next branch link, so it's getting everything prepped to get to that next branch link. Prepare to execute the execution link, the MMPR 511 execution link is basically calling this program. It gets that execution link and it says I got 3 variables. It does the logic to replace the variables with the values that it found in MenuSys. It found the execution driver. This program will call MMPR 511, and it's going to traverse down and basically say everything is prepped, ready to go. And once everything is prepped and ready to go, it calls that next program, MMPR 511, and you're now sitting at that menu, the main menu. So we took an option, more than likely, CFG, if you recall. And it's basically, again, what do I need to do with CFG? And basically CFG says to use this branch link. It starts preparing to go to that next branch link. So As data gets passed from one program to another, it says receive the branch link values. Now it's going to basically start fetching all the values that defines this branch link. It's handling some stat handling. So it's basically adding this new menu onto the menu stack. And again, it's getting the execution link, it finds the variables, replaces the variables, calls the program. Well, it's defining the next program to be called. So it gets that program, and here you can see it's a different menu driver, MMPR 510B. Again, menu drivers define how the menu looks. Execution driver defines how the program is going to be invoked. So you can see here we sat on that one menu for only a few seconds, and now we're into the next menu, CMS configurations. This is what my variables had. This is the option that you took when you're on that menu. Then it's going to basically say what's my next steps. Next step is EFC. What's my branch link? You can see that here. It's setting up the branch link to be invoked next, and in here it starts a new life cycle, and it says, okay, let's start loading everything we need to invoke that branch link. So we have the execution driver. There is no menu driver because this isn't a menu. This is a program to be called. So the trace is going to look a little bit differently. Variables, execution link, branch link occurrence, and then the program to calls that program. Again, you can see we sat here for a few seconds, and then we hit F3, if you recall, and then you're going to start to see MenuSys remove entries from the stack link. So it's going back to or from CMS CMWR MEF back to CMS configuration. So remove the previous entry, and set it to remove the current entry, set it to the previous, and now it loads that branch link, and it's basically saying load everything from this branch link, so that way I can invoke the program and the driver. We did not take option EFC. That's how we got there. So here we're on the menu, and then some action was taken. Here it found F3. It ignored the option, but it found F3. That supersedes. F3 will basically invoke a standard program that I use to traverse back, which basically just takes things off the stack. Does not put things on the stack. So there's really nothing other than remove a stack entry. So CMS configuration back to CMS, you can see here. This is the current stack. This is going back a stack. And we're back on the CMS main menu, and we're going to press F3 again. F3 is what is shown, and we should come down here and we'll see F key pressed F3. So again, MMPR 203, its main purpose is just the same thing, remove things from the stack. You're going to see the log entry go back from CMS back to Daryl S, which is the main menu. Prepare that menu to be displayed on the screen, and then we're going to call the program to bring up that menu, which is seen here, and press F3. Can't really press F3 here. It's going to just, because there's nothing previous to this, it's just going to put us back at Daryl S. should have taken the option off to sign off. And sign off will invoke a branch link called sign off, and sign off will ultimately just clear the stack and just clean up everything and just take you all the way out of the menu system and invoke the command string sign off. And that is traversing all the way through that option EFC and all the way out and signing off. So that is how the log looks and works in menu system. Okay, thank you.